Refrain from the way we were.
Okay, the first question, it has been quite an accident tour because of Greg that he had to go back to the States. And, how are you managing it with Miley Evans in this place?
I mean, Millie knows the song, so we're just doing the best we can in the situation. So yeah, I mean, obviously it's not Greg, so but Millie knows the songs well, and he's as good as anybody else to temporarily replace Greg for the sake of the show. So we're very grateful to him for doing that for us. So, but yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's the situation we're in. So.
Okay, and which are your first impressions of this tour with Ghost Brigade and Samuel, the supporters?
The concerts have been great. Yeah, really good. Every band's been cool. Obviously Samuel are really lovely guys and a great band to play with and so share the tour with. So yeah, so it's been really good.
Okay. I think, well, in my opinion, this album seems to represent conflict in so many ways, and I think it's obvious from the title of the album, the artwork, everything. How do you think that this title, the title of this record, means like an avoidable truth, something real that is happening in our society, that fate is going to divide us and death is going to unite us?
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to avoid that if you look at what goes on in the news, but I initially like the title because it's like almost like a catchphrase, how it sounds, it's kind of snaps. That was the main reason for using it before, even though what the title is supposed to be about. So, but yeah, I suppose what's going on in the world, you can't really avoid that kind of thing,
Okay. Through all this career, Paradise Lost career, and the main stages as a band through time, you have tried really different sounds. In your records as Icon, you had a very gothic sound, and in one second you had a rock sound. And some people say that this album, Fate Divides, you have went back to the doom metal sound. And how do you see the evolution, the development of your sound through time?
I mean, each change that was made is a gradual change. It's not like something that happens overnight. So we basically sit down to start writing an album, and what comes out just comes out. It's like making a piece. It's like drawing a painting or a piece of art. Really, it's not really. We don't really look back at what we did in the past. We always move forward. But everything you've done in the past will probably dictate what you're going to do in the future somehow subconsciously. So, but for us, it's about moving forward all the time. So
okay.
The new album is just where we're at right now. So.
Some of the album reviews are being quite nice. They say that it's a very, very good album, and they say that in Requiem it was your masterpiece, and they say that some kind of follow the lines that this new album, Fate Divides, follows the line that it was said in Requiem. Do you think like that? Do you think that's true?
There's certain songs on that album which we found were quite refreshing in the style of writing, which we've managed to do more of that on this record, which is pretty much the same as we did with the Icon album, and then we did the Draconian Times album after that. It's a similar kind of thing. We found a new way of writing, and we quite enjoyed it, so we've done more of it on this album, really.
Okay, and talking about evolution, you have been together for 20 years. How do you see yourselves in 20 years? In the next 20 years?
Probably dead, the way I feel at the moment. I know it's hard to look forward 20 minutes, never mind 20 years, so we don't really look ahead like that. We look ahead maybe 6 months ahead. You can't live your life as a musician. You don't have a 5-year plan. It doesn't work out like that.
Okay, and I think that the video clips, they really look like this new album video clips. They look like motion picture. Do you have any? Do you take some kind of work or something, or join the ideas to work in the video clips? Or
it depends. I mean, we didn't do a great deal in the first one. We have an idea, or we might bounce an idea around, and then we just leave it in the director's hands a lot of the time. Also, we got people working at our record company that are also very good at that kind of thing, and it's usually around that time you do a video, you're also doing promotion and other things, so you can't do everything at once. So it's a lot of the time, you've got to leave it in other people's hands. But particularly the first one, we just came up with a basic idea, and it was completely changed. The second one was again just an idea, but it's also interesting to see what the video director does. If he's a good video director, they usually do something that's half decent.
And what about the 7-string guitars that you use in this new album? How you came the idea? It was Greg's idea, or?
Yeah, I think we tried them out on a song on the last album, or we detuned a song on the last album, and it sounded like a 7-string, and I think kind of Greg we sort of into the sound. So if the production's right, the 7-string sound really good, you know. It makes a new sound basically, you know, so a new feel.
Okay, and now could you define as Paradise Lost in a few words? The personality.
At this moment, we're very cold at the moment.
Only that.
For the last 48 hours, we've just been cold permanently, which is ironic because Spain's a warm country, but we've been freezing literally for 2 days.
Okay. And now, which is the biggest inspiration of Paradise Lost as a band? Where do you take the ideas? Not only this album, through the years.
I don't know really. It's just the music. We're very much in the music. We liked it as teenagers. We were obsessive fans of music as teenagers, much more than probably most people are. I think most people who join bands they are kind of obsessive with the music. And it's a decent enough reason to start a band. So I think we've got a kind of obsession really with it, which, you know, healthy or unhealthy, it's kept us going for 22 years. So.
And your biggest inspiration as a musician? Yours? Nick Holmes. Inspirations?
English tea bags. Again, I haven't had one for 2 days, so we've all symptoms. Inspiration? I don't know really.
It depends.
I don't even think about things like that. I mean, there's singers that I think are fantastic. I think Ronnie James Dio's a superb singer. He's an inspiration, but it's not like I'd want to sound like him or even try to sound like him. I couldn't anyway. But you know, there's people you think are, you know, you admire them, but it's not like a teenage thing anymore. It's like, well, he's great. That's it.
Okay, and now the last question. We are a website that is mostly based in Scandinavian bands and Northern Europe. Do you have any favorite ones from up there?
Scandinavia?
Yeah. Friends or?
We've got lots of friends in bands. It's more about friendship for me. I don't really care about the music. If the guys are nice guys, then, I mean, Catatonia are nice guys. There's loads of bands that we've met over the years. I mean, we just toured with Catatonia in the UK, so that springs to mind. So, but you know, in Finland, 69 Eyes, they're good friends. Any bands that have good people, you know, I don't really care about the music, you know, as long as they're nice guys.
Okay, that's the end. Thank you very much.
All right.